Diddy is truly a monster and represents everything that's wrong with the music industry. What most people don't know is that Diddy actually had a mentor that molded him into the monster he is today. Most of you should have heard about the powerful music executive Clive Davis and his contribution to hip-hop. Clive Davis was behind artists like TLC, Whitney Houston, and Brandy. Back in the 90s, Clive Davis actually signed Diddy to a label deal for Bad Boys after Diddy convinced him that hip-hop was going to be the next big mainstream music. The story goes, Diddy was fired from Uptown Records and was looking for a new home for his record company Bad Boys. This is when Diddy ended up meeting Clive Davis, who decided to fund Diddy's Bad Boy vision, taking Diddy under his wing and mentoring him. After becoming Clive's prodigy, Diddy became the mega hip-hop executive and mogul he is today, reaching heights he wouldn't be able to without a man like Clive Davis behind him. Now the industry for many years has been talking about this meeting between Diddy and Clive Davis, claiming that Diddy did way more than just show music to Clive. According to many in the industry, it was believed that in the 1994 meeting, Diddy actually got on his knees for Clive Davis and did some extracurricular activities for him. It is also alleged that Diddy would then end up secretly dating Clive during this time for 5 years. For years, this has remained an unconfirmed industry rumor that no one really had any proof of for the longest. Well, that all changed back in 2013 when Clive Davis himself wrote in his memoir that he was indeed a bi man who was into men and women, openly confessing that he had secretly dated many men within the industry. This for most confirmed the rumors that Diddy had to pay a dark price for his success.
CNN obtained surveillance video from 2016, which allegedly shows rapper Sean Diddy Combs assaulting his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Once again, we want to warn you, it is hard to watch. CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister reports.
New surveillance footage obtained exclusively by CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the complaint, Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye, which according to the lawsuit prompted Ventura to try and leave the hotel room. The surveillance video obtained by CNN begins as she enters the hallway. The complaint says as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. The complaint goes on to say he grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. In the surveillance video, Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground. As Ventura lies on the ground, Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. Ventura is seen picking up a hotel phone. Combs seems to walk back to the hotel room, then returns and appears to shove her in a corner. Moments later, he can be seen throwing an object in her direction. According to Ventura's now settled lawsuit, the pair began dating several years after they met in 2005. They parted ways in 2019. Combs' attorney said the decision to settle was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Ventura declined to comment on the video, but her attorney told CNN the gut-wrenching video has only further confirmed the disturbing and predatory behavior of Mr. Combs. Words cannot express the courage and fortitude that Miss Ventura has shown in coming forward to bring this to light. The video hasn't been seen publicly before and comes on the heels of a series of civil lawsuits alleging Combs' involvement in sex trafficking and sexual abuse. Allegations Combs has repeatedly denied. In a December 2023 statement, Combs responded to the claims in all the lawsuits saying, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged."
The rabbit hole of double obligations on the part of T.D. Jakes and P Diddy goes deeper than you think. Their fulfillment of satanic employment to the synagogues is much more sinister beyond your imagination. You see, when T.D. Jakes went to P. Diddy's party, he had already anointed his daughter Sarah Jakes to be a minister of the word of God. But really this was a front, and it was all to promote a woman as divine. Okay, it was another ritual. And this whole engagement with P Diddy, between Sarah Jakes and P Diddy, was another ritual that was done to demonize Diddy, which would come out into the public eye months later. Okay, because they're using the energy of the so-called black man to cast spells upon the masses. It's what I've called public witchcraft, because they got video of Diddy doing much worse with men and children, but they know that that doesn't trigger the masses like a black man beating a woman. Okay, all you got to do is just go back and look at the whole R. Kelly and Bill Cosby fiasco. Although they did not technically beat women, okay, they were demonized as abusers of women. But basically, Pope of Rome is over T.D. Jakes, and Clive Davis is over P. Diddy. This is why within a year of this whole P. Diddy dilemma, T.D. Jakes went to his party, and allegedly Sarah Jakes, who was ordained in public by her father, she was also present at the party. It would not surprise me if Sarah Jakes was present at that party and she was prompted to wear a mask, some high heels, and nothing more. And they prompted her to go permit P. Diddy to penetrate her. And she was escorted to P. Diddy's room, where P. Diddy proceeded to penetrate. It would not shock me if P. Diddy did the same thing to T.D. Jakes, alright? Allegedly. See, people have to unravel their minds from the matrix. Things are not as they appear to be. These men have sworn an oath to their fulfillment of satanic employment. Okay? And as I always say, the devil does not get screwed on the deals that he makes with men. He has no righteousness whatsoever to spare. That's why they call it Holly Weird. The truth is always more stranger than fiction. Now, remember, Dana White, who is the president of the UFC, remember when he slapped his wife in public last year, he only got a slap on the wrist. But the fact that this happened with P. Diddy and Cassie 8 years ago, and P. Diddy allegedly paid $50,000 for the hotel to conceal the footage. And also, in addition to that, last year P. Diddy was posing in a photo with Bishop T.D. Jakes showing his hands in the pyramid. So he was really just telling you that he's just playing the game. But I know you're wondering, why would Sarah Jakes have to sleep with P. Diddy? Because T.D. Jakes has been overdue for a sacrifice. Okay, and Clive Davis and the Pope of Rome wanted to see Sarah Jakes have sex with P. Diddy and transfer the divine masculine energy into the divine feminine. Okay, they believe in the fulfillment of sick rituals to this matriarchal kingdom. Both P. Diddy and T.D. Jakes are subordinates to satanic employment. And it is my belief that Sarah Jakes is allegedly an MK Ultra sex kitten, what they call a beta sex slave. Okay, that's what the animal print outfits represent. So when you see Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, Lauren Lake, Cardi B, Sarah Jakes, Beyonce, Rihanna, and guess who? You see Cassie Ventura. They're all beta sex slaves. So when T.D. Jakes went to Diddy's party, Sarah Jakes went too, but that was not what was shown on camera. Okay, allegedly, P. Diddy and T.D. Jakes watched Cassie and Sarah Jakes make out before T.D. Jakes penetrated Cassie and P. Diddy went into Sarah Jakes. Okay, allegedly. Now I know you're probably saying, what? Yup. It's the terms and conditions of satanic employment. P. Diddy is a billionaire on paper, but he can't just go withdraw $1 billion from his account. Alright? He only has that on paper. Allegedly, he has enough money that this should have never even reached the public eye. But you got to remember that he was holding his hands in a pyramid to convey to his Luciferian cohorts that he's ready to play his part. So what happened to Cassie is what these devils practice in private, only it's much worse. When they go to 5-star hotels, these devils reserve the entire floor and confiscate the video footage unless it's purposely released by the synagogues. But they were not going to let Sarah Jakes emerge into the public eye without taking their pound of flesh. It is my opinion that multiple men in the industry has penetrated Sarah Jake. The devil does not give easy answers. Problem also is most people parallel their 9-to-5 job with those who are overtly cemented in the most sinister upper echelon of satanic employment apparatuses. They foolishly believe that when Sarah Jake speaks in front of thousands of people and collect an offering, that she just goes home with $1 million, that P Diddy can just retire in peace. Nah, it don't work like that. They got devil obligations. They're the epitome of satanic employment. See, what has taken place is a shaming ritual against P Diddy and the exaltation of the female deity, in this case, which is Sarah Jakes. Okay? But before she came onto the scene, she had to be exploited sexually. I believe this took place several times before the P Diddy party with TD Jakes. And I do not believe that Cassie Ventura petitioned the services of a lawyer. Okay, all those guys who convey themselves as lawyers, they work for the synagogues. Okay, they may report that Diddy is sentenced to prison, but he'll never do time behind bars. And if somehow he does, it'll be minimal time for the publicity, and he'll be released back into the arms of Clive Davis, okay, for the sake of spell casting onto the masses of people. You may say, well, what's the difference between P. Diddy and R. Kelly? See, R. Kelly was pleading for his life. At first, he was calm because he had been to the parties and he was exposed to the ritual abuse. But when he saw that he was expendable to the synagogues, he could no longer hold back this panic on camera. But P. Diddy was calm from the start. He was holding his hands in a pyramid as though he knew what was coming. Okay, I believe that it was written in the script and it was all playing out in real life, because the devil don't get screwed on the deals that he makes with men. And somehow P. Diddy is still useful to the satanic powers that be to fulfill his devil obligations through satanic employment.